In today's video, I'm going to be discussing what is now back and how this would translate into an increase to benefits for Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, and VA by simply eliminating this one thing. I have all the details for you right here on the video. Let's get into it and discuss what's going on. All right, now this is actually pretty encouraging and it is back. I want to bring it to your attention and how this would translate into a bunch more benefits in your pocket and in your bank account as one of those fixed income beneficiaries that I mentioned just a few seconds ago. Again, encouraging. There's not that many things out there right now that are going on that lawmakers are actually actively working on to help beneficiaries in a major way. Now, here's the thing. I talk about this literally every single day, and I talk about all these different aspects, bills, packages, proposals, ideas, concepts, legislation. Again, the list goes on and on. You hear me talk about it. There's a ton of them that are out there right now. A lot of them are just really good, fancy ideas to make people look good and feel good about themselves. Lawmakers, I mean, by the way, but then they never do anything about it, right? They have these ideas, they have great big plans, and then they never do anything. But this is actually one that a lot of people are actually signing on to and saying, hey, why aren't we doing this? This is simple logic. We should have done this a long time ago. And I agree. This should have been done a long time ago. Why is this even a thing in the first place? I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it and talk about it. I'm very happy to see that this is back and that they are bringing this up again and they are actively working on such a thing. I'm happy to see this, but let's get into it and talk about what's going on here. However, really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you have not done so yet, can I ask a huge favor of you? Will you please make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button right down below the video and join the other nearly 500,000 people here on the channel that have already done so? Thank you. Truly appreciate it. I'm here for you every single day, watching the headlines, doing the research, advocating on your behalf, answering questions, anything I can for you right now. I've got you. I want to do what I can for you. I've been here for you every single day for years and years and years. Go back and check my track record if you'd like to. Thousands of videos here on the channel, almost 5,000 videos. You can't do that in one day. I guarantee you that much. I know. I've done it. It takes a long time. Anyway, my point is, I've been here for you every single day. I have no plans on going anywhere. Just want to do what I can for you. It's a rough time out there. We've got to stick together right now. Thank you so much for being part of the community. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so. Feel free to share the video with your friends on social media. There's a share button down below. Thank you so much. Let's get into it and talk about it. All right, so this is actually a piece of legislation that was first brought up about a year ago, okay? They did nothing with it. Whoa, huge shock. They did nothing with it. They introduced something. They talked about it. They introduced this big plan. It was this big thing. And then they did nothing. Whoa, that seems a little odd of them, right? Obviously, I'm being sarcastic right now, right? We know how this whole game works. But right now, it is being brought up again. Let's cross our fingers that this whole thing actually works out and that they get it done this time. Now, I want to be 100% fair. This one change, this one little adjustment here would not translate into hundreds or even thousands of dollars a month in extra benefits. Don't get me wrong. That'd be awesome, right? However, that would not be the case. But what this would actually do, it would stop eliminating benefits ridiculously over simple increases that we get on an annualized basis. So let me explain what's going on. Let me ask you really quickly, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Every single year when the COLA is announced to your monthly benefit, again, this goes out to all benefits administered by Social Security, again, the ones I rattled off at the beginning of the video, including VA beneficiaries. This is over 70 million people that get these benefits, and they get the COLA adjustment to their benefit every single year, again, announced by Social Security a little bit later this year. But my point is, when we actually get this announcement, what is also something that follows up very shortly thereafter? Oh yeah, you get the communication that says, well, you got a huge COLA raise, and that means that you're rich now, and you have a huge income, and we're going to reduce your SNAP benefit now. Do you recognize that? Yeah, exactly, right? This happens every single year. And again, the COLA is usually, it's not that big. I mean, this year was 3.2%. That's nothing, right? Don't get me wrong. We don't want to sit there and diss on the 3.2% because then you know what happens then, right? Whatever you diss on, it kind of disappears and goes away, right? So we want to be very grateful for that 3.2%. By all means, we'll take more of that 3.2%. In fact, why don't you double or triple it up? We'll be happy with that as well, right? But at the same time, okay, so we get the COLA announcement. Awesome. We're feeling happy, or at least a little bit less frustrated. And then all of a sudden, shortly thereafter, we hear, oh, just kidding. Your SNAP benefits are going to be reduced by $5, $12, $23, $26, $37, or some ridiculous number every single month because you now got a COLA raise to your benefit, your income has gone up, and now we've got to reduce your SNAP benefit because now you have a higher income, and that makes you a little bit less eligible for the level of benefits you were getting on your SNAP benefits, right? By the way, when I say SNAP benefits, they can be called all kinds of different things. I see them called all kinds of things: SNAP benefits, food stamps, EBT. It's all literally referring to the same thing. It's technically SNAP benefit. But anyway, you see the point behind this, right? This happens all the time. When we get the announcement out of Social Security every year, I see the comments down below, people reaching out saying, great, we got a COLA, but guess what? They just reduced my SNAP by 23, 25, 27, 35, whatever it happens to be every single month. Frustrating, right? So at the end of the day, you're back at zero, right? Net, you're zero or possibly even negative from where you first started because you got the COLA, your income went up, and now they reduced the SNAP. And now, when you look at all the factors here, you might actually be negative or even less than where you first started, right? Frustrating. Anyway, the legislation that they are now bringing back is called COLA's Don't Count Act, okay? Now, if you've been watching the videos on the channel for a while now, you've heard me talk about it. They, like I said, they first introduced this about a year ago. It was great. I was super happy about it. Like, this is a no-brainer. This is a slam dunk. We've got this sucker in the bag. Yeah, by all means, they're going to pass this. They did nothing. Crickets, right? Crickets. A whole bunch of crickets jumping around and no lizards flying around to eat them. I don't know. I don't know why I thought of that. But that's like a real thing, you know what I mean? If you're one of these people that has a lizard or like one of those things called iguana or whatever they are, bearded dragon, whatever. Yeah, apparently you buy like crickets and throw it in their cage and then they lick them up or something. I don't know. Anyway. Weird, I know, right? But my point is, it was all crickets. It was all crickets when this piece of legislation came out last year. It was all, hooray, let's do this. This is great. This is awesome. And then it was just crickets after that. Nothing. They did nothing about it, right? Well, here we are. Let's hope that they possibly do something about this. This could easily be a little addendum to a larger piece of spending. Gee, I don't know. What are lawmakers currently working on right now that they need to get done relatively soon here? Take your pick. Multiple $1 trillion+ piece of legislation that are currently on the table, and what can they attach to it? Anything, right? Like the analogy I've used before in other videos. The $1 trillion package is like the big old whale swimming through the ocean, right? Massive, massive thing swimming through the ocean. And then you've got these little barnacles, or what are they called again? So, what is it? Rome fish or something like that? Somebody told me the name of those little fish, or those little things that stick on the side of a whale and like clean it, right? The little leech, the sea leech is what I like to call them, because that's literally what they are, right? A little sea leech that sticks on there and just like, as it uses the whale as a host, right? But anyway, somebody sent me the name of those little fish. I think it's like a Rome fish or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to look that up again. But yeah, thank you to you if you're still watching. But yeah, I appreciate it. So anyway, my point is they can attach virtually anything to these spending bills that they need to pass every year. They need to pass the spending bill. Can they attach anything to it? The answer is pretty much yes. Okay, obviously there's a little bit of limitations behind that, but they can attach a lot of legislation to that, and it's typically what they do. A lot of times they call it pork, right? You hear them say that, like, oh, there's a lot of pork in the bill. In other words, they've added a bunch of junk into it that just like means nothing, right? A lot of times it has nothing to do with us, but rather it has to do with them and all kinds of their needs and agenda points and stuff like this, right? But my point is, they've got a lot of different legislation on the table right now. It would be not that difficult to take this one and to pass it and to attach it to one of these other ones. Who knows? It looks a little bit encouraging. So we will see. No promises right now, but let's just hope this. And again, at the end of the day, is it going to translate into thousands of dollars a month? No. Is it going to translate into hundreds of dollars a month? Probably not. But would it translate into hundreds of dollars a year? Yeah, probably for most people, because your SNAP benefits are probably reduced by, I don't know, $20, $25, $30, $35, maybe $40 a month because of the COLA. That's just what happens each year, and that translates into a few $100s a year, right? It's not much, but at the end of the day, it's something. Something is better than nothing, right? So, anyway. Of course, I'll continue watching this. If I get any other details on this or other piece of legislation or what they're talking about or any future changes or anything like that, I will bring it to your attention right away and let you know what I'm finding. So I hope this helps you. But again, I will keep you posted on this. It's encouraging to see it back. There's a lot of other pieces of legislation out there. Honestly, I would much rather see than this. Just being real with you, this is a good one. There's but a lot of others that are a lot better than this. Just saying, okay? But this seems like an absolute no-brainer. Why wouldn't they do such a thing? Again, if you want to look it up, by all means, feel free to do some research on it. COLA's Don't Count Act is the piece of legislation. Literally all it does is reduces the reduction to SNAP benefits because of the annual COLA. That's literally all it says, okay? Just stop cutting SNAP benefits because of the annual COLA to benefits. That's literally it, okay? Super basic and simple. That's all they would have to do. It would not cost that much money on an annual basis. What, maybe a couple $1 billion? I'm sorry, they blow billions of dollars all the time on dumb stuff. This is not a big deal anyway to improve the livelihoods of all kinds of millions of people across the country. This is a no-brainer, a slam dunk. In my opinion, why would they not get this done? It's beside me. I don't know. Okay, anyway. I hope this helps you. I'm here for it any way that I possibly can be. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends on my social media. Go back and check out any of the other videos here on the channel. There's thousands in the video library. The ones I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, or right now popping up on your screen. You'll see some videos there as well. Enjoy those. So take your selection now, and I'll see you again in just a second in the next video. Thank you so much.